And we are live on the air. This is El Viejo Toro, the fancy action now. And this is my Buy the Blue video. The time is now to purchase PS4. To collect for the PS4. The Holy Trinity, which is fighting games, RPGs, and SHMUPS, as well as the other side, the dark trinity of games. So, with that being said, roll the intro, baby!
And it is 10. And it is 10.
Do it now.
6, 7, 8, 9, and it is 10.
Wow. I've watched that many, many times. So, what I wanted to do is I pulled the entire PS4 collection back out, put it on the table, including all the collector's editions and stuff, because I kind of wanted to do this, and the Wii U video kind of put it back on my radar, and I kind of wanted to talk about, is it time now, like as collectors, okay, if you have, I'm swiftly approaching 3,000 titles. So, you know, what happens is, I think, like, you kind of go from amateur after you're I mean, at what point in time are you go from like semi-pro? You know what I mean? It's just like, when do you go from amateur to like collector to like Figsy Games? Figsy Games is what he refers to himself as, a power collector, and he deserves that title. He deserves to give himself his own title. I mean, his collection is like, especially PS3, is like no other, right? So, you know, guys like Mystic for the PS4, you know, these are the guys, these are the luminaries that have, you know, either have full collections or total collections of a particular niche. I saw a really good video of Retro Ghetto. Shout out to Retro Ghetto. He collected all the silver boxed Konami for the Super Nintendo. So he had the box, the manual, the game, all together in one mini collection, all the silver box games. You know, Castlevania 4, and the like. Most of the games in that collection you will recognize. But it was all the silver box Konami games on the Super Nintendo, and that was a mini collection within a collection, and he was extremely proud of that. And I got to, you know, by watching his video, I got to share that moment where he got to add that final game into that collection within a collection, right? And I've been thinking about making this video for a while, because I personally think, and I'm like, I kind of have one foot, I think, in amateur and one foot in like semi-pro as far as collecting goes, okay? I think once you're past 1,000 games, you can go ahead and call yourself semi-pro. I mean, you know, there's no degree for game collecting. There's no, and there probably should be, there's no commission that comes and says, well, you have this many titles, you have this many systems, you have this many consoles, you're a pro collector, you're a power collector, you're this, you're this. You know, there's no official designatory or anything like that. So I'm going to have, because there's so much I don't know, and there's so many systems that I collect for where I'm not the expert. GameCube's one of them. Wii U is another one. That game collector, who has a total collection, has a love of the system, and has a passion for the system and the platform in general. That's a pro collector to me in that area. I'm an amateur collector for the Wii U. Now, as far as like Sega Genesis, PS3, 360, I might consider myself semi-pro. Okay, at least semi-pro. I'm no Figsy Games by any stretch. So that guy's like at the pinnacle. You know, and I'm somewhere, you know, in between there with my, you know, 500 or so PS3 titles. So, but what I think is, what I'm trying to, the reason why I'm qualifying this is like, I'm coming out here and I'm saying, this is the time to get into PS4. Because I think it is going to hit bottom as far as value very soon. So I think the best advice as far as investing is concerned, or business planning, or even relationships, is understanding before it happens. You know, a little bit before it happens. Like, you have to understand investing. Like, you have to have, like, if you know a company and you know they're getting ready to work on something, they're getting ready to get a government contract, they're getting ready to launch a new product, etc., etc. You know that is going to influence the valuation of that company, and you get in early. You get in at the low. That's like buy low, sell high. Well, how do you do that? Because you can buy low and it stays low. I mean, buying low isn't magic. It's buying low because you know it is going to achieve the high, so you can get the maximum return possible, right? So that is where you can do external evaluations and say, PS4 has the value hit bottom. Now here's a little example. This is the reason why I bring the collection, because I'll think of games and then I'll be like, oh, I want to go out and get it or whatever. I just brought the whole thing in here because it's easy, it's accessible, and I can pull them off and put them back on, and I like that. So I just got I have, hold on one second. Okay. I got the Daymare 1998 Black Edition, and you saw me unbox this here on the channel. It is sealed. I'm going to leave it sealed, okay? It's just cool as hell. I love it just as it is, and I don't want to touch it, and I don't want to open it. So what I found out was a brand spanking new copy of Daymare 1998 is $12.99. Now, let's use this game as an example. Now, there are, again, when you're collecting for a system, buy what you like. But if you want to collect for value, there are certain, we all know that there are certain genres that always seem to go up or retain value or to become valuable, right? So there are always outliers, like the NCAA 14 game by Electronic Arts on the 360 and the PS3. That's over $100. College Hoops on the PS3 is crazy money now. So there are, outliers of genres where there are particular games that have a certain amount of value. I'll tell you what, let's run. What am I gonna run here? Let's run that. Here's the splash page, baby. Oh, bro. It's a little blown out. Literally. So what I put in the comments was, I put the Holy Trinity of collecting. Gonna throw that down there so we don't get blown out. So if you go and look at the comments on my video, the Holy Trinity, right? I get an echo from my, there you go, I get an echo from my headphones. The Holy Trinity is SHMUPS, fighting games, and RPGs. That is the Holy Trinity of game collecting. Those those are genres that typically hold their value. Now, there is an unholy trinity. There is an unholy trinity. Shall we see that again? Okay, so the unholy trinity is survival horror and fan service and indie games. And that is like the dark trinity. You know, survival horror holds its value. What I want to say, the fan service games hold their value. Okay, they just do. They just do. Look at Steam Hearts as a good example. That's a shooter that has all kinds of crazy, risque images and fan service. It's a shmup. So it's a shmup and it's a fan service game. I mean, that's like, again, that's like a perfect storm for collectible value. It's expensive. It's crazy money. So the original Steam Hearts on CD for the PC Engine CD or the PC Engine Duo or the TurboGrafx 16 CD, the Turbo CD, that is a very highly sought after and collectible game. Now, what I noticed about Senran Kagura here is, again, when I went in to do the tags and it gives you an area for the live stream to put in a game, I was going to run this and I wanted to put this as the game. It won't let you. It's censored on YouTube. The only Senran Kagura game that you can run on YouTube as your game title is Kandagawa Jet Girls. That's it. Kandagawa Jet Girls. And that is the only Senran Kagura. I tried all the other Senran Kagura games. It just is like, no. It just isn't there. So these games are now censored by PlayStation, censored by YouTube. Okay? That is going to increase the restrictions on these type of titles. You're not going to see the same level that you've seen in Senran Kagura and Peach Beach Splash and Dead or Alive Extreme Volleyball and all this other stuff. That's one of the reasons. That's one of the areas that I want to recommend to you. If you don't like it, that's fine. But I'm saying is, if you're a collector, you need to think about picking up some of these fan service games, and they're not that much right now. Some of them, because I think they're trying to blow them out, some of them are quite cheap. There you go. So, just within the traditional trinity of shmups, fighting games, and RPGs. Fighting games I've done very well here. RPGs, not so much. Fan service, very recently I've done a very good job of acquiring some of them quickly. I've got some visual novel games. I've got a lot of mainstream stuff. And I find, again, I'm still finding a lot of PS4 in the wild, right? So that's the other reason why the time is now. Because a year and a half from now, into the PS5, this stuff is going to start drying up. And you want to get in now. So one of my recommendations for the Dark Trinity is survival horror, of course, but fan service as well. And then there's indie stuff, limited run, all that kind of stuff where it's like like this is kind of a weird one, but our world has ended based on an anime. Again, that could be, indie could also be anime, if you just want to throw that in there. Indie or anime game as the dark trinity of games. These are going to be games that are going to hold their value. Here's Galgun 2. Galgun 2, bro. That is going to continue to hold this value. As again, and here is the Rebirth or Burst Renewal. And then there are other games like it that they have mature titles. They're mature games. That's why they're on the dark trinity. This is the Visara collection, which is was a recommendation from Baltimore Retro Gaming, which I picked up. And games like Daymare, Survival Horror, this is $12.99. Is that the bottom for this game? No, but it's close. I think the bottom for this game is $10. I think they're going to run clearance, and this is not a big print run, guys. This is an indie studio. I think I forget like how many people are on this studio, but it's like a handful of people, and it's a little glitchy, but the atmosphere is gorgeous. It's got a survival mode where you're constantly reloading clips and dropping clips and picking them back up and reloading them. And the funny thing is that's very realistic. What they train you in law enforcement is the reason why cops have multiple clips like they do isn't for like a massive shootout. But what it is that if they are in that position, they always want a loaded clip to constantly maintain a loaded clip. So if you're in a firefight and you have to advance into a structure and you're like, let's say you have a 12-round clip and you're like, bang, 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 bang. In the tenseness of the situation, you might not know exactly how many rounds you have left. So what they train them to do is to just drop the clip and load a full clip. So you're always full clipped as often as possible. So you have the maximum amount of rounds available at all times. And if in doubt, you're supposed to have multiple clips. If in doubt, and when you're in the service, when you walk with a rifle, you're taking 15 clips with you. I mean, I'm not kidding. You take 15, 18 clips right along with you. Because again, you're not going to be able to sit there and load clips. If you take two or three clips and you shoot through them and you're in the midst of a firefight with mortar fire and grenades going off in there, you're not like, hey, does anybody have an extra clip? I'm out. No, it's okay. Get into, you open up your ruck or whatever you have with you and you just slap in another clip. And you need to be able to shoot it out for an extended period of time. You need to be able to hold ground for maybe a day or two or more or whatever it is you're told to do. So what Daymare does is they have two modes. They have the automatic reload where you just it's a video game. You just reload and you're done. But then they have the realistic mode, which is you have to maintain the ammo in your clips. And you find clips. So what you do is you start out with 2 clips, and then you find 2 or then you wind up having 4 clips, and there's some hollow point ammo that you find. So you can't mix the ammo. So you have to have some clips with hollows and some clips with not. And then when the clip is down to 2, you have to switch it out, go back into your inventory and reload the clip. And then put it, get it back to ready. I mean, it's very realistic. It's a little time consuming. I started playing this in the realistic mode, and I understand what they were going for, and it does create a tense atmosphere in the sense of, oh, wait a minute, I shot out of my clip, and I didn't reload the other clip. Oh, I got to switch guns because now I don't have. If you're being attacked, you don't have time to load a clip in front of the monster that's attacking you. So it's an interesting mechanic. I'd probably go back and just play the arcadey vibe because it's just more fun per se, but it's way more realistic and way more tense in the original mode that they want. And they say that's the way they wanted you to play. That the fans of the survival horror genre that made this game want you to play with the realistic ammunition that you have to maintain and reload and make sure that you have clips ready to go, and you're not like... I remember I switched on to... I forgot that I didn't reload my backup clip, and it only had 2 rounds in it. So I had switched clips to a full clip. I'd gone through the clip, and I reloaded my other clip, and it was like, pop, pop, click, click, click. And I'm like, oh, bro. And there's no pausing to do that. It's like you have to do it in real time. So if there's something on you, then what I had to do, again, exactly what I described, I had to switch to my rifle and shoot the monster down. Which worked, it saved my ass, but then I had to go back in my inventory, maintain all my clips, and at that time I had 3 clips, and later on I had 4 clips. So you have to make sure that your clips are always maintained. So it's like, wow. But what I have here is I've got a collector's edition because I'm a survival horror fan, and I know that survival horror holds its value. And then I got a copy to play for $12.99. 2-day ship, man. I mean, you can't beat it. So, again, the bottom for this game is probably $10, but it's not going to go much further. And some of these Senran Kagura games, I kind of wanted to pull up right here live. I kind of wanted to pull this up live. Let me see. Because I have a screen back there. So let me see if I can go into eBay. And let's pull up Senran Kagura. Oh, that's eBay. Let's go to Amazon. Senran Kagura. Peach Beach Splash. Right? There you go. Boom. You've got some bonus items in there. It's the No Shoot No Shooters All Service Edition. $30. Is that going to go down any more than $30? Now here's the Burst at the Seams Renewal Edition. Now you see, I have this one. This is the tailor-made limited edition. And let's see. This one's $50. And it comes with all this ridiculous swag. Two-disc CD soundtrack, exclusive DLC bundle. So there you go. You know, that's $50. And let's see. What's this one? What is this one? Kandegawa Jet Girls. It's just been reduced to $38.51. And again, Racing Hearts Edition, day one. I mean, you know, and again, I want to get Kandegawa Jet Girls. I want to get that game, but it's, you know, again, this has been pre-censored, right? What is this one? New Pokemon Snap, $60. They knew the value of that one. That's going to be a big one. Neptunia Virtual Stars, $50. So these are relatively new prices. All right, but these are deluxe editions. For just a copy of the game, let's see. PS Vita, Senran Kagura Shinobi Masters. Oh, it's the video, very cool. 3607. Senran Kagura Bon Appetit limited run, PlayStation Vita. So let's go into, let's just go PS4 games. Under 20. Let's hit that. Let's hit under $20. Avengers. Let me see if I can pop that chat up so I don't miss anybody. Oh my God, it's Lucky Collector. Think PS4 games will drop some more, but time to maybe buy horror and some other RPG games. Can only see half the screen on Amazon. Yeah, I know. Let me, I'll tell you what. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to do voiceover. Well, I can just do this. I'll just do inset. Okay? I'll just do inset. There you go. And I don't even want to do that much inset. There you go. So there you can at least see the pricing. Okay? All right, so let's go back. All right, thank you for helping us out with that one. Well, you see, that's what I think. I think that it hasn't quite hit bottom yet. It hasn't quite hit bottom yet, but I think we're going to be in a place where once you hit, and listen to this, once you hit that dead cat bounce, once you hit the dead cat bounce, and then it's going to hockey stick back up, you're going to have a kind of a slow decline in value. It's going to bump down a little bit for a while, and then as they get scooped up and the supply dries up, it's gonna hockey stick back up. So that's why I'm hitting this early. Lucky Collector is absolutely right. This is preceding the bottom. We're not at the bottom yet. We're going to be at the bottom. That's what the good investor knows. The good investor knows when the bottom is coming, because that's when you get in and you get the maximum value for the least amount of money, and then you enjoy the increased value. So that's what I'm talking about right now. Look at this. Last Guardian is $49. Jesus Christ. Garfield cart? See, $19 for Garfield cart is not the bottom. $10 for that is the bottom. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Is like, look, my Universe Fashion Boutique for $20 is not the bottom. We're halfway to the bottom. See, that's been reduced. This was cut by $10. It needs to go down another 10. See, and there's somebody selling used and new for 16. Right? So that is not the bottom, but we're getting to the bottom. The bottom to buy blue is heading toward us. Probably between now and a year from now. So that's why you want to get your eyeballs on, and Amazon has been surprising the shit out of me, because a lot of times I'll look on Amazon, 2-day ship, and it's cheaper than eBay. Sometimes by quite a bit. I'm like, what? I always check. Judgment was a game that I wanted when it first came out. Okay? Judgment, this is a good call. PlayStation 5 Judgment, which they featured as an early release title, is $40 right now. For a new release title on the PS5, it's worthy. But look at where it started, because when this first came out, I looked at Judgment and I was actually looking at getting an import copy because it was cheaper than the $60 price point. This is a basically Yakuza meets instead of you being Yakuza, you're a detective in a Yakuza-like environment of Japan, and you use investigative powers to, bust criminals. And it's got funny elements into it, and it's got serious elements into it, and there's all kinds of, stuff to do and stores to look in. Very Shenmue-like in that regard, very Yakuza-like. But this time you're a cop busting the bad guys as opposed to being a yak and doing crimes and shady shit. So this is a great example because I wanted that game when it first came out. I'm a Sega fan, and I did a trailer review of this. This is a great game. Now look here, it says $19.99. Now Judgment at $19.99 to me is worthy. That is worth it. So I need Medieval, yeah, right? Not trying to crash the party, Marty, but what are your thoughts on the battery issue and servers going down still being issue for preservation? First of all, there aren't a lot of official bodies for video games, and there really needs to be. There needs to be a digital warehouse for these games where you can go experience them, like a video game museum. There literally needs all of those legitimate things that exist for other mediums like film, like the Film Preservation Society, books, newspapers, all art, all kinds of other medias where they have these official repositories that just preserve them and put them on display for the public. We need the exact same thing for video games. That's going to be a video coming up. Definitely. Definitely. And that's going to come. I guarantee people are talking about it right now. Lucky Collector, in a year or two, we will see which will rise and be interesting. What games like Limited Run do. Yeah. I mean, some of them are already crazy, but what I'm talking about is Limited Run is built-in collectible value because they are limited edition games. They're not mass prints, so they're always going to have some kind of intrinsic value to them just because of their rarity. Okay? Just because of their rarity, it's a worthy collection. But I'm talking about just regular vanilla PS4. What are you looking at right now? And what I recommend is collect what you like first. Like if you're a survival horror fan, or you're a JRPG guy, or if you're a fan service guy, or if you're a fighting game guy like me, start picking this shit up because you're going to hit. Wait for the dead cat bounce. It's going to hit dead cat at some point, right? It's going to hit dead cat. It's going to hit and then bounce and then tick up. That's exactly what happens. It hits a low. It bounces up off that low a little bit, and then it settles back down, and then it starts to gradually hockey stick. So what I'm telling you is, I'm looking at this game like Judgment. I want to look at these. I want to look at these new and used offers, man, right now. Prime's $25. This guy's got a used copy for $20. Used, very good. Used, very good. Used, very good. Used like new. New. Right? So I don't want to pay $25 for it even though to me it's worth it. But I'd like to pay $19.99. I wouldn't mind paying $19.99. This guy's got used very good details. We offer guaranteed delivery, speedy if we provide blah 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 blah. Should I take a chance? Free delivery Sunday, May 9th. Comes with original case, cover art, and instruction manual, if applicable. I'll tell you what, I'm going to add that to cart. I'm adding that to cart right now. I'm adding that to cart, man. Judgment, which released for $60. Believe me, I know. Because I wanted to get that bad boy. But I'm like, dude, I can't come off of $60. It's a new release. I was looking at getting an import title, and they were quite a bit less. Ratchet and Clank PlayStation hits. $17. Super Street the game, $12. There's Daymare right there. Boom. $12.99. Survival Horror Classic. I highly recommend that. I highly recommend picking that up for $13. Come on, man. Again, you can wait around until it hits $10. If you want, but let's see. Physical games. Hey, Virtual Bros. Would you consider doing a collab with me on that very topic about game preservation? Would you consider doing that? Physical games will live on even if the console doesn't thanks to emulators. Yeah, thank God for that shit, right? I only buy what I like unless I find it cheap. I'm wondering if I should buy Disgaea 6 limited edition. It's $100. Wow. Let's take a look at that. What is it? How much is it? Disgaea what? Is it Disgaea 6? Disgaea 6. All right, let's roll down here. $30 for Spider-Man. Like, how low is that going to go? That's probably going to be cut in half. I mean, you're probably going to be able to find that for, in a year, probably like $15. But what I'm saying is that you need to keep these on your radar, bro. You need to keep these on your radar. So, what is Disgaea? Disgaea 6. The Switch edition, Defiance of Destiny Unrelenting edition, is $60 on pre-order. June 30th release. Let's take a look at that. All right. Let's see, what do you get? Defiance Unrelenting edition, behind the scenes. Soundtrack, it's a digital download though, bro. That's one thing I don't like about the Switch. It's all the digital downloads. All right, let's go see if there's another. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's go see if they have a version that you can. No, it's just Switch. Pre-order. I will say that that's probably not a bad idea to pre-order that, but because again, I don't think that is going to go down any. There's Trinity. Summon Night 6 Lost Borders. And that is $70? I mean, what the hell is that? That's the Amu edition. Like, I don't know from that. You know, I don't know anything about this crap. See, like, again, like, you know, like, first edition. Let's see what that's about. Currently unavailable. Raj edition. You got a couple used from $48. Oh, it's the disc. It's the disc. The disc is what is different. Okay, so gorgeous strategy role-playing game. It's gorgeous. So that's $70, but then you've got a used one here for $30. It's acceptable. Oh, bro. Used good, and it's prime delivery right there. So you know, you could save yourself about $20 or so. All right, so let's go back. So we're going to go back to PS4 games, just general. Right? Let me bring the chat back up so I see you guys. I think so. You know, I'm going to have you join Discord, because what you come into my Discord and I can populate it into OBS, and then we can run a collab. But I think it's an important video. I think you'd be a good person to speak to it. You know what I mean? Ghost of Tsushima. Now, I just got that game. Okay? Hold on a minute. That is a new acquisition that I found at a pawn shop. Here it is. I don't know if you can see me. Yeah, you can. Okay. So, let me put the chat back up. So, this is the reversible cover of Ghost of Tsushima. I picked this up at a pawn shop for $10. $10. Now, I charmed the socks off of the lady that was in there, so that's why I got such a good deal. But You know, I mean, it's this is $60 brand new all day long. That's not the bottom of this game, but what is the bottom of Ghost? A game that's that big and that popular. It's probably $25-$30. It's probably cut in half. But I mean, in a year, what is that going to go for? Probably $30. Is it going to get much cheaper than that? I don't know. Jurassic World, Werewolf the Apocalypse. Nice. Nice. I'm not paying $50 for that. Here's another one. Five Nights at Freddy's Core Collection. That's a survival niche genre. That's probably going to hold its value at some point. But again, is that the bottom? Is $40 the bottom for that? No. Garfield Kart. Not on a bad day. SnowRunner's actually popular. So you got one here for $20. So I would think SnowRunner, it has its fans, but it's kind of like Farm Simulator. You know, it's kind of people get obsessed about it. But it's not exactly a mainstream game. It's probably low print run. But you're probably looking, you're probably going to pick up SnowRunner in a year for between $5 and $10. Bottom line. Again, this Spider-Man, I don't know if you're ever going to see that dip much below $20. Power Rangers. Terminator Resistance, awesome game. Again, you're going to be able to pick that up for, $10 to $15 at some point. Is that it? Is that all the PS4 games? Look. I need more than 20. I need more than just this few, man. All right. Subnautica Below Zero. That's already just like $30. You know, again, that one you're going to be able to find for $10 at some point. Let's look at one of the Holy Trinity. PS4 RPG. Let's look at the Holy Trinity. Nier Automata is another good one, right? Divinity, $19.99. Again, it's half price. That is one. Now look here, you got like one for $13. You got one for $13 in very good condition. You know? That might be something to think about. It's a nice, popular RPG. Dark Souls Remastered, already down to $20. You know, here's one. Here's a copy on the Xbox One for $9. I mean, how much cheaper do you think that's going to go? And what I'm saying is, again, if you're not a guy who likes to haunt the pawns, like, oh, this is that wait a minute, that is that's the European version, which is legit. Exist Archive, The Other Side of Sky. There it is. The Nintendo Switch version of that is $77? That is crazy. But, you know, I have to ask you, with this game, because it is exploded, how much cheaper is that going to be after the Dead Cat bounce? After the Dead Cat value bounce in about a year, that might go down. It might go down $5. It might go down $10. But I don't think it's going to dip below 30 before it starts creeping back up. See, that's what I'm talking about as far as like this is probably something that you want to watch like a day trader. Do you know what I mean? So, Segalicious? Okay. Let me pop you. I'll pull you up in Discord and I'll see if I can get you going. Blair Witch may be a good pickup. Yeah. So, you know, Horizon Zero Dawn. I mean, you know, Final Fantasy 15 Royal Edition. Again, $13, $10. Here's one for, and the Xbox One, a used copy is $10. See, again, unless you go to the pawn shops and the Goodwills, and not even the Goodwills, you're not going to see this shit in the Goodwills. But even the pawn shops and stuff, you're going to see, and because of digital downloads too, you're going to see this stuff drop off a cliff. And like, especially if you're an Xbox One guy, I'm an Xbox One guy. A lot of these like popular titles are like, look, I can pick up a used copy of that for $10. I mean, that's pretty damn good. Frickin' Skyrim's still $25. Come on, man. Now, Ease Memories, nice, wow. I like, they have a used one for $39, and the brand new one is $39.99. Come on, man. But again, that's one. How far down is that going to go? How far down is that going to go? Not very far. Monster Hunter World. Right now, that was a pretty huge release. This guy's got a $3 copy right here. It's a greatest hits copy. Somebody's got a huge copy for $3. I already have it because I got it for something like $5 at a pawn. Okay, are you going to see that cheaper than $3? Code Vein. Again, that's an art. That's like a Souls-like anime fan service, and that's got like clicks all the boxes. Code Vein is like, it has RPG elements. It's a Souls-like game. It's anime and fan service. And you can get a used copy right now for $10. This was an art house game that won a bunch of awards. It's $20. Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. How cheap is that gonna go? Again, I might pull the trigger on that when I see it for $10. Trials of Mana. Here's a used copy, Trials of Mana, for $19.92. See, this particular one, this is a good example. This is one where I'm thinking to myself, do I just want to go ahead and grab that one for $19 right now for Trials of Mana? It's $31, $32 new. It's $20 used. And you got a used copy here, right here. It's marginal. Right? You might want to wait a little bit, but again, there's going to be some point where Trials of Mana is going to be sought after because it's an RPG. Does anybody remember Elemental Gimmick Gear on the Dreamcast? I own a copy of that. That game is ridiculous at this point. That was just a goofy RPG that I picked up on a whim. And now it's like ridiculous. Elemental Gimmick Gear on the Dreamcast. The Witcher. That's going to be everywhere. Horizon Zero Dawn. Here's a copy, because I don't have Horizon Zero Dawn. I don't own that. Here's a copy for $8. Disgaea 1 Complete Remastered. Alex, it is what it is. Re-Reckoning, it is what it is. Trails of Cold Steel. That is a recommendation from BioArmor's Trails of Cold Steel. Egg! I love that game. I knew you'd know it. Got it for $50 like a year ago, which is good. That's a good price for that game. I picked it up used at like it wasn't a GameStop, but it was like a GameStop. It was like one of those other ones. Kingdom Hearts all in one package, not available anymore. But look at this Trails of Cold Steel. It's still sitting at see all buying options. Is that going to go down? Look at this. Somebody's getting $400 for a brand new version of that. What is that? The collectible edition? The collector's edition is going for $400. That gives you some idea of the value of this game. The collector's edition, it's like new, It's not new. It's not even brand new. It's like new. $400 for the collector's edition. Wow. So right now, you can get a like new copy of this game for $55, or a brand new copy of this game. Well, you can't even get it new. They don't even have it new anymore. $60 new on the Switch. $60 new on the Switch. And if you want a copy of this game on the PS4, you have to pony up $55. Trails of Cold Steel, that is one to keep your eye on, bro. Because again, it might be one that you have to get in at $50 now, but it'll be $400 a year from now or 2 years from now. Trails of Cold Steel. Again, recommendation by BioArmor on that one. So listen well. Listen well. Listen well to that guy. The Outer Worlds, you're going to be able to find that everywhere. Landgrisser. All right, at the end of this one, at the end of this row, we'll do it. Dragon Star Varnier PlayStation 4. $60. $59.92. That's another one. Like you might want to get in at $50. What was that? What was that best price there? $60. You might get in at $60, but later on it's going to be all right. Let's play the video. Let's see what it says. Let's play the trailer. Yeah, go ahead. To live as a witch is to live with the curse. What? Your period? Sure, let's play the trailer. What the hell? It's me. It's me, guys. Come on. We're not working off a script here. We're doing what we want. The evil ravens. Okay. Okay. All I'm seeing is like art. I'm not seeing any gameplay. Okay, well, we don't know what that is, but it's crazy money right now. It's crazy money. It's already nuts. All right, what do we got here? Pathfinder Kingmaker Definitive Edition. Again, the Xbox One is far cheaper. World of Final Fantasy. Only 4 left in stock. The Bard's Tale. I've got it for Xbox One. Immortal Unchained. Black Desert, whatever. Tales of Arise. Now, that's another one to keep your eye on because it's $60 in all systems. Darksiders War Mastered. Okay. Fairy Tale, that's one to look at. Sword Art Online, I have one of those games, but not the other one. I don't have this one, I have the other one. That's, again, right now, it's $18.99 Prime. $13. Again, this is one I would look at. Like this guy says, used like new for $14. You might just want to grab that. It's good. Oh, it's Goodwill of Silicon Valley. Well, that's interesting. Goodwill of Colorado Springs, $14. $14. $14. I mean, I might grab myself one of those copies for $14. You know? What do we got here? This is Games for Sale, Goodwill of Colorado, Goodwill of Silicon Valley, $3.99 delivery. I'm going to come back and look at that. I'm going to come back and look at that. That is one I'm going to put on watch. Add to list. Yep. We're going to go back. But that is one. Oh, standard and then the 7 Deadly Sins. I already own the 7 Deadly Sins. All right. So somebody asked for Landgrisser. Let's go look at 7 Deadly Sins real quick. And then we'll go look at Landgrisser. Let's go look at 7 Deadly Sins. 7 Deadly Sins. PS4. PS4. Let's have a look at that game, because I picked that up for around $10. Dragon Star looks good, and 9 out of 10 reviews. See, PS4 going to have so many hundred. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's like even some of them, like that we just looked at. We just looked at a couple of games that were 50 and 60, but they are going to go insane in a year from now. You're not going to be able to find them for, under $100. That's what I'm talking about. There's so many games out there that even at this potential, like this game here, 7 Deadly Sins, Knights of Britannia. Oh, they've got like a skin for the system. That's interesting. So, yeah, I have it for the PS4. I don't know why down here it's 34, and I love this little combo that you have here. Like if you don't have either one of these for $20 a piece, that is a nice combo. I recommend that combo if you don't have either one of them for $40. Absolutely. So I have this version, and right now it's $18, and they've got a used copy for $14.75. Now the other sellers, you might as well buy it new, but you can get a $15 copy. But this is a game that I would probably pick up sooner than later, because and they got a combo with Dragon Ball Fighter Z. Again, if you don't own either one of those two, that is a nice combo. I like that combo too. Again, Dragon Ball games are a niche. They are a niche unto themselves. All right, now somebody asked for, Lucky Collector asked for Landgrisser. That is a storied, oh, did I just do that? Landgri. Landgrisser in video games, yes. Landgrisser 1 and 2. So it's not Prime. That looks like an import copy. Art style is kind of cutesy. Strategy RPG. Okay. Landgrisser on the Switch, $72. Oh, wow, that's the Japanese, region-free Japanese version. Oh, that's on the Dreamcast. Wow. Japanese import for the Dreamcast, baby. Holy crap. Knights of Azure. Again, that's another one you kind of want to look at, because now you can get it for a little bit used. Now, there was one game that I had on wish lists. Let's see. We're going to say PS4. No, goofball. PS4. PS4 SHMUPS. Again, that's part of the holy trinity of collecting, right? So Esbra D. Sai, that's one of Baltimore Retro Gaming's favorite, one of his most favorite shooters. And that's the price right now. I like how they have a used copy that's $1 cheaper. Get a used copy for $88. Yeah. So this is a shooter that I've been recommended by a Baltimore Retro Gaming. Let's hit his custom button. He has his own button. There you go. Oh, man. So there you go. Wartech Fighters. Toho Genso Wanderer. That's another shooter. And again, at that price, you probably want to grab that up. Genso Rondo is another one that he recommended to me, which is at a really ridiculous price right now, which you probably want to pick up. Stardust Galaxy Warriors Stellar Climax. That is $119, and that has been recommended in a video recently I watched for Dat Game Collector. Cinemora is just kind of generic, but it is it's on so many systems. It was on the 360. It's a cool shooter, and again, at this price, like, look, there's one here for $12.50. Pick that up for $12.50. Soul Eater Limited Edition, $150 for that. Only one left in stock. Wow, that's crazy. That looks really cool though. I'm gonna have to look up some. Yeah, there you go. There's a screen. There's an actual screenshot of the bullet hell nightmare that this game is right there, and it looks like it's very occult. 5 stages of intense bullet hell action and hypnotic barrage patterns. Game modes include hardcore boss rush, local co-op, fly close enemy bullets to fill the soul gauge and unleash a super attack. Nice. Dimension Drive Limited Edition. There's another one. Raiden 4 Mikado for the Switch for $30. That is one that Baltimore Retro recommended to me today. He actually recommended this to me. I got the collector's edition, and this is the SHMUP collection for the Switch. That's probably something I would look at. There's Of Rice and Ruin by Exceed. Again, that's probably something to look at. You know, wait till they hit bottom, but exactly when these things are going to hit bottom, I don't know. There's the Terra trilogy. That's the Psycheo Shooting Stars Alpha Limited Edition for the Nintendo Switch. Wow. That's probably something I would look at. Oh, you can get Deadly Premonition Origins with it. Wow, that's cool. All right, so let's see if there's anything else that they want to show us. But I mean, again, some of these shmups. What's this one? Shooting Stars Bravo Limited Edition. So that's the other side of that situation. Wow. That is really cool. So, nah, we don't care about that. Raiden 5, there you go, director's cut. With original soundtrack. See all buying options. Right there for $30, Raiden 5 with soundtrack for $30. Original case, disc, soundtrack, no manual, ships with 1-day payment. That's for $30. Game and soundtrack, CD original, 100% guaranteed to work. There you go. And then down here is the brand new sealed copies. And I don't know if that's the collectible edition or what, but it takes a pretty crazy turn. All right, this is like disc only right there. Disc only. X library product discs will arrive in retail case just like you would expect. Are you sure it's just like I would expect? But again, it's like original disc soundtrack, no manual, ships within 1 day. Used acceptable. Used very good. So again, if you want this disc copy right there, boom, boom, with the soundtrack, you're 30 or 40 bucks for that. For Raiden 5. I mean, again, that's the type of thing you need to look out for, man. That's the type of thing you need to evaluate those used listings and see which one you're happy with and grab this bad boy, because there's not even a new listing available. There is for $100. For $100, and even if you look, that's when you go down here. Hold on a sec. Come on, load it up. All right. These are all used, disc in case. I don't know if you want anything better than that. But this is like new, $93. Okay, you might as well say it's $100. $100. Here is $200. Like new, which means it's not new. It's like new. $200. All right, but you can pick up a used copy of Raiden 5 on the PS4 right now from one of these sellers for 30 bucks. And if you're telling me I'm getting the disc, the soundtrack, and the original case, I might want to sign up for that. So anyway, am I preaching? I'm getting real preachy. So buy them all. Yeah, buy them all. And another good one, GG Aleste Collection. Let's look at that. Let's just put Aleste. I heard it wasn't really that good, but Aleste Collection. Aleste Collection PS4. So what do you get with this? Because I noticed it came out, but I don't know if the shooters are that good. Which ones do you get? It's got a mini Game Gear with a magnifier? Oh, that is ridiculous. That is hilarious. Aleste 2, Power Strike 2, Aleste, GG Aleste. That's cute just for that, you know, just for that, it's hilarious. Game Gear Micro, Big Window Micro. You know, it's kind of crazy. Currently unavailable. Okay. Yeah, that's nuts. That is nuts. But this R-Type one, I jumped on board that one. I got the collectors on that one. Darius 30th anniversary PS4. Oh my God. Oh my God. New and used. New and used. Holy crap, man. Suspenseful music. Used. Good. $700. $400. Holy mother of pearl. That is nuts. Jesus Christ, what is it? It's literally 8 discs. That is crazy. That is crazy. Anyway, so this is a lot of fun. I kind of wanted to look over the market real quick with you guys. And let me just transform. And there you go. All right, so I just kind of wanted to have a little fun with you guys and look at the marketplace. And I lost my game, unfortunately. It just decided to give up on me. And I don't know if it was the TV that gave up on me. Yeah, no, it was the game system. Yeah, it was the game system. So it'll come back on. But anyway, just remember that the PS4 very soon is going to, between now and a year from now, is going to hit its peak period for collecting. And some of those hard to find games that are going to maintain their value going forward. Again, you got to remember the holy trinity of collecting: RPGs, shmups, fighting games. Okay, these games tend to hold their value. And then the dark trinity the dark trinity, which is survival horror, fan service games, and then kind of indie and anime games. Yes. The Dark Trinity. Don't forget the Dark Trinity. I like a lot of games in the Dark Trinity. In fact, my collection is kind of a reflection of that. I have a lot of fan service. I have a lot of survival horror, but then again, I have a lot of fighting games. And I have tried to get into, with the help of Dat Game Collector and BRG, get a little bit more into the shooter genre because they always hold value. Some of the games that we looked at in the shooter genre that were $50, $30, $60, if you can like budget a little bit each month to pick up one or two here and there, dude, you're gonna be thanking me in the future for this video. But with that being said, we are going to talk to Virtual Bros about a collab. Lucky Collector, you were awesome on this stream, bro. This was your breakout stream, man. You destroyed in this one. You destroyed, brother. Wow. So you were an awesome presence on this stream today, and you really added value to the information that was here. So thank you very much, Lucky Collector and Virtual Bros. This has been LVO Toro of the Fancy Action Now, and we're going to close it because I've already been running my mouth long enough. Run the outro.